Hi chess lovers! Today we want to review the match play with opening the event's Gambit. It's so strong attack to your enemy and easy to understand. Mr. Paul Morphy often using this opening to make faster and strong attack to his enemy in playing chess. We will review the match played by Mr. George Perigal against Mr. Poppert in 1830. Mr. Perigal starting with e4 and e5. Knight to f3, threatening the pawn in f5. So knight to c6 to defending the pawn in e5. And bishop to c4. And this opening is the Italian game. Opening chess, the Italian game often played by Mr. Paul Morphy, and I like this opening too. How about you? Do you like this opening? Please comment below of this video. And we continue bishop to c5 and move to b4. So this pawn in b4 is Ivan's Gambit. If bishop take that pawn, then he accept that gambit. The reason he give his pawn in the beginning of the game is that to make his bishop can move to a3 in advance. If bishop going to a3, to threatening the g8 square, so the king of enemy cannot king short castle to the right. It is important to us not allow your enemy to short castle or maybe long castle to the left. And we continue bishop take pawn. So even gambits accept here and continue to c3. And bishop go back to a5. And continue to d4, threatening the pawn. And pawn take pawn. In my opinion, it's time queen move to b3 and double attack to f7 square. And the only he can move only pawn to d5. And we can pawn take pawn, threatening the knight. And knight cannot move to front. The only way maybe knight move to e7. And then we can push to e6, threatening the knight again. If he move knight to g6, then we can move bishop take pawn in f7, check. And white actually already have a strong position here and will win in a short move in advance. Okay, we come back to the match that he not move queen to b3, but Mr. Perigal move king short castle to the right. And for in case if black pawn take pawn in c3, then we will move queen to b3. We will make double attack to f7 square. And your enemy will difficult to defending the pawn in f7 square. And we already have a strong position in this move. But unfortunately, he not move queen to there. But for next move is he move his bishop go back to b6. The reason bishop go back to b6, that means to avoid in the next move Somehow queen will be to a4 or maybe to h5 to make a check to king. After that, he can take bishop in a5. That's why bishop go back to b6 to avoid that move in the next feature. And we continue to match pawn take pawn in d4 and continue to d6 and knight to c3, knight to f6 to prepare king short castle to the right in the next move, and continue to e5, threatening the knight. In this position, of course, black king will not make a short castle to the right. He will save knight first. So he moved pawn take pawn in e5 and moving bishop to a3 to block the g8 square, so king cannot short castle to the right. Cannot king short castle to the right, at last he moving knight to e5, threatening the bishop in c4, and rook to e1. That means he sacrificed his bishop in c4. Sometimes it's very hard to make decisions like this. If we play, maybe we will save that bishop first in c4. But how about you? You will sacrifice that bishop in c4? Or maybe save that bishop first? Please comment below of the video. And of course, he accept the sacrifice. Knight take bishop in c4. And queen move to a4. Check for the king. And also threatening the knight in c4. A nice move. The best move only to c6 to block the attack. And he didn't save the knight in c4. And queen take knight in c4. Bishop to e6, threatening the queen. And rook take pawn in e5. So bishop cannot take the queen in c4. Is open position to the king from the rook in e5. In this position, king cannot short castle to the right because bishop in e3 block the g8 square. So he moved queen to d7 to hope that king maybe can long castle to the left in the next move. And rook take bishop, check. Pawn take rook in e6 and knight to e5, threatening the queen. Queen go back to c8 and rook move to e1. Knight to d5, knight take knight in d5, pawn take knight, threatening the queen. And queen to b5, check. Queen cannot block to c6 or to d7. Knight in e5 will take that queen. So no choice, king move to d8. And also king never short castle to the right and long castle to the left. It's never allowed to short castle or long castle. And knight to f7 check. King move to c7. And bishop to d6. Checkmate in 22 moves. And Mr. George Perigal win this game. A nice match showing by Mr. Perigal. I love to see that. And thank you very much for coming by. And don't forget to subscribe and give a like. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.